And this is an example of, you can see in the lab, I'm doing multiple things at the same time. And then the trays are already printed. I'm using a 55, spin rate printer. This is an older one. You can use that. I would say 95S and the Pro 2 are great. And then you basically use the spatula or the little tiny knife that you have and you remove them. It's very easy to remove them. Make sure that you clean these tray pretty well, because if you have resin or IPA that are sitting in those, when you cure it, they can still be there. And if they're there, then they mess up with the surfaces and your tray doesn't fit. So if you notice, I was using actually a high volume air to kind of clean that area. And this is kind of like multitasking. When I work in the lab, I try to do multiple things. And, this is when things goes wrong and I have to get there and work. I'm not generally in the lab. What we use right now is actually Pro 2 with the IDB 2 resin. Those are the one that we're using. I like the Arch kit. If you do have that, I don't have it in this slides, but those are a really good one for IDB that we're using. In terms of the actual resin, again, I like the IDB 2, but you have to use the Pro 2 or NanoCure for that. I actually like Pro 2 more than the NanoCure for IDB. I think NanoCure, because it warms up, it's a little bit overcooked. And these are an example of something that I tested a while ago. It was the IDB 2 resin, which is actually a relatively old resin by now. I worked with the engineer to try to optimize it from IDB 1 to IDB 2, which doesn't stick to the composite adhesive. The other one is the IBT from Keystone, right? And I think that this is actually the IBT from Keystone. This is also a really good resin. I like the IDB spin rate more. Maybe I'm biased because, I work with them and build it. But this is my second choice if I want to use that. And then Dreve also has a really good resin. These are a little bit stiffer compared to the other two resins. If you ended up using the IBT Dreve, I would definitely use the tooth dryers, which like warm up the tray a little bit more when you try to place it on the teeth, right?